What's up traders, welcome to live streaming from Forex Trading Wizard Academy. This is Forex Wizard, your trading coach. I'll be doing a live trading session, live analysis. As this is weekend, there may not be live trading, but this is a very important session as tomorrow there will be a new trading week coming up and we will be looking to see the best trade possible as soon as market open. As you know that Monday, the first session is super important for us. As you have seen in the past, this is the session when we secure most of the time really good trade, profitable trades, and also look at all the trades that is coming up on our way, how we can manage them, the running trade, as well as what instrument we will be trading in the beginning of the week. So before I begin this session, guys, give it a big thumbs up, smash the like button. And also, if you're completely new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel to receive all the notification, all the updated content that we are releasing every single day. So let's recap. As I have already posted my weekly Forex forecast, you have seen the trade that may come up over the week, but this is a more precise way. In this live session, we will be look at exactly what point about tomorrow. This live session is all about tomorrow, how we can find the right trading opportunity tomorrow. In my zone, in your zone could be different timing. So some of the pairs I saw really good trading opportunity. One of them, say Aussie CHF, really giving good trading opportunity, especially the Aussie pairs looks like that very weaker, and we might find even Aussie dollar looks like that we could potentially see a move down even in Aussie dollar. Look at all of them, guys. Make sure you use the live chat area on your right side to write if you have any question, any comments, or anything that you think relevant to the trading. I'll try to get back all the questions that you have. In most of the time I try to address everything. So we'll look at, first of all, let's look at in terms of dollar index DXY, what is likely to happen, and then we'll look at it, in fact, how it is doing now. As you can see that DXY, what it did, that the price penetrated this level, grabbed liquidity, and then has dropped. What I think that we might see further, a little bit further deeper retracement on DXY. As you can see, DXY, in fact, during the NFP has gone up to this very important liquidity zone and then has dropped. So let's first look at the weekly time frame. This is the weekly chart on DXY. We see that there is a head and shoulder on DXY on the weekly perspective, and we have seen that with that head and shoulder the price started to drop. Now, how we can find, in fact, potential trading opportunity in dollar DXY is a great indication that where you can look at it. Now, what I think that the price at least to go up again on the weekly perspective to test this important resistance level, which is the turning support. If you look at this move on DXY from here, this is the impulse and then the correction coming up. With that correction, we have seen the price, this is the weekly candle that has closed, which is in fact a bearish candle below this level of support. Now, what I think that the price primarily will come little bit down and then likely to go up to test this previous support zone with this narrow green candle. What we see that DXY has created this support with this narrow candle, created this support, and the price has broken out of this support zone. So when you see important level of support is broken, you can expect that level to be tested as a resistance. What I'm expecting on DXY is to go ahead and test this support as a resistance and then to jump back again. So if we project on the lower time frame, looking at daily, so daily time frame giving a big possibility for in the future a bigger drop on DXY. The way the price action has formed is highly bearish, but at the same time, what I think that highly likely DXY will have another retest of this previous support here, which is turning resistance, and from here we might see a drop. Now this is the daily chart. We see that with this impulse on the daily, DXY has moved down. This is the daily impulse. You can see that and last day of trading we created this long wick candle. What I think that tomorrow the price likely to rise up initially or at any point to test this support here, with this support here, which highly likely will have another retest, and then with that retest DXY will drop. So it could be the first day a green candle, or maybe at any point, whatever the situation, we need to look at 105.32 for to be retested, and even it could penetrate that level. Highly likely that it might create a lower high with that, or even it could create a higher high with that and then continue to drop. So overall picture is bearish, but tomorrow we could see significant retracement on DXY, and this impulse you see on the daily is a bearish impulse with a double top here in this downtrend, giving us potentially highly likely long-term bearish signal on DXY. So with that in mind, what I see, the dollar getting this week also remain weaker, but initially we might see strengthening of dollar, and with that strengthening we might see initially all the pairs including gold initially to drop at certain level. So let's find out now what's happening, what you guys and girls are up to. Okay, a real nice, thank you very much. Looking great, sir. How are you? Weekend? I'm good, thank you very much. Thank you for that. Nice, yeah. You look handsome. Yeah, thank you very much for that. You too, Kakulan. Thank you. Mohanad, hi coach, I hope you are doing well. Thank you very much. Yeah, DXY, we looked at it. So DXY overall picture to me is 105.32 retest, creating a lower high with the daily, and then to jump back again. Good day, sir. Morning. Yes, DXY drawing had some idea sent on Telegram. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, coach. Gold, USL, yeah, absolutely. Good day, coach. USD, please look at it. So let's go back to gold now. Gold, as you can see, that the trade that we have taken is a little bit, not little bit, is almost halfway drawdown. The price has gone up. Now what you're gonna do is, in this live trade, I know that many of you probably have opened the trade. So what you're gonna do, what I think that the price highly likely will come back to the entry again, as we are expecting for DXY. What we see that DXY, let's go back to the DXY. Now what we see on the DXY is that the price, if we look at the daily, what we are expecting DXY to go up and test this one again. That's what we highly likely to happen. So with that strengthening of DXY, we could see highly likely that weakening in the gold, and we are expecting it to come back down. So what I suggest you, unless we see a clear reversal on gold, now let's first of all find out with the trade, and then we'll jump onto what might happen this week on gold. Now the recommendation on gold is to bring your take profit target at the entry point. So keeping stop loss in the same place, bring the take profit target at entry point. So once the price will come back here, will take you out of the trade without any loss. And this is what all the students in VIP and everywhere, this is what I recommend. Now let's delete that things and then find out what is likely to happen on gold. Now looking at daily, what we see that gold in fact created a hanging man. Now with that DXY that we have seen, if we reflect it on the daily, just the other way around, we see a daily impulse with this hanging man on the daily. Now because gold is facing this, if you look at the weekly, what you would see that Gold on the weekly perspective facing a very important level of resistance zone here. Now this level, that 1805.55, okay, this is the level which is very important, and I think that even gold could break this current, like the one that has closed week's high, and then from here we might see again a reversal to this level, in my opinion. The reason is, if you closely look at this weekly candle, what you see that in fact this is the false breakout candle, and this is the swing high candle where all this move happened, and this is the impulse on the weekly, big impulse to this level. Now this candles is a connection between high and low. Now this is the weekly high and this is the weekly low, and what I think, this week the price will have at least one bounce from that level. Now this level 1805 is just a little bit of above this current week's high. What I think, that either the price will create a lower high with this current weekly price, that means that either will create a lower high with either at around 18, creating a lower high with 1804.5, that means below this level, or even breaking this level, and then gold will come back down to test this level here. You see that this is the Doge's high, and for me the price will have at least a bounce to this level, and then we, at the end of the week, we might see again gold is going up. So for me, what I think, gold initially will go a little bit up and then will come back down and then will go up. So this is the prediction of gold's wave for this week. So if I reflect over a week, something like that. Okay, so with that in mind, with this downward move, we could find potential bullish opportunities. So if we go to the daily again, what we see that on the daily, this is the hanging man on the daily in this important level of resistance. Now what I think, from this resistance level, after going little bit to the upside, gold will come back down, and at some point during the week, I think that gold even could come back to 1761. You see there is a daily weekless candle, high probability that gold will grab liquidity from here. Now this is where we see the DXY's retracement with gold's retracement. Now there are two probability with gold now, either to respect this daily low, okay, and then to go up, or to break this daily low and come back here and then to go up. So based on how the price action forming on the lower time frame, we will consider going long on gold when we will find that opportunity. Now for the time being, we will observe the price action, because I don't think that gold's bull will be able to break this high in this way. I think that gold will have another drop, and even it will be very good if it comes back down to this 1761 level, which is highly likely to happen, because this is the previous order block, and this is where we see that a very important previous resistance zone, which is turning support. So this is the resistance here with this big impulse, it has broken out. And what I think, this week gold likely to come back here, and then from here we could see bullish move. So during the live we will see what happened. Even if we find a very clear bearish price action, yeah, for the short term we might find selling opportunity, but my bias will be from an important area of value. We will go long on gold when we will find that opportunity. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Dekar. Gold, yeah, absolutely, we discussed it. Al Razin, hello coach, thank you. Sajid, love you. So thank you very much, Sajid. I also love you, all of you. Thank you very much for being supportive to the channel. And also guys, give a big thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thought and ideas, what you think about tomorrow. Now let's jump onto some of the pairs that I think that will be very good for trading tomorrow. One of them is AUD CHF. Let me tell you why. some of the AUD pairs looks like that AUD might get a little bit of weaker tomorrow. So AUD CHF is one of them that I think that might give us a very good selling opportunity, and I'll tell you exactly the trade alert that I will be sending once the market will open, so that you guys can get advantage of it. Now looking at monthly on AUD CHF, this is a long-term bearish market, guys, and also keep in mind that I always use 4 level of time frames to find better trading opportunity. Better entry is monthly, weekly, daily, and 4 hours. So with that in mind, AUD CHF, what I see that if you closely look at, you can see that this is the monthly chart and this is a long-term bearish market. Okay, this is a historically bearish market on AUD CHF. What we see that on the monthly perspective, this is creating series of lower high. Now with that big monthly bearish market, if we look at past month's candle, we see that this red candle is another impulse, and followed by back-to-back 2 months we have seen correction. And then what we have seen that on the monthly, this current month, after going up to this level, AUD CHF started to drop. Now at this point, what we can expect AUD CHF again to come back at least to this support zone on the monthly. Now this red candle, what I think that it might create another impulse to the downside, and that can give us a really good shorting opportunity, because if you closely look at, this is the neckline. Also this is a very important level of support zone here, which is turning resistance on AUD CHF on the monthly perspective. If I look at the weekly, we see that on the weekly, this is the doji that has closed, and we see this weekly doji on AUD CHF is highly bearish. It has grabbed liquidity with this fake move to the upside. This is a false breakout, and then with this long-term bearish candle, it closed as a doji. Now this weekly candle, if you closely look at the low and also look at the high, we see firstly it has a strong liquidity in it. Okay, and also if you closely look at, you see that it has created lower low on the weekly perspective. So this is a doji on the weekly, which is highly bearish. What I think that in the new trading, let's go to the daily. Now this is the daily chart, daily price action. You see this is a middleman on the daily. Now what is the zone that we can expect for potential selling opportunity? If you look at this daily support zone here, okay, with this long wick candle on the daily, that has this daily candle, the previous day, it has in fact a huge liquidity grab in it. And with that liquidity grab, what we have seen that the last day of trading, we created this bearish candle. Now this is the bottom of this daily low at 0.6371. What I think that in the beginning of the week, we might see a little bit of retracement, and from here a strong drop is expected. Now if I look at the intraday perspective on the 4 hour, this is where I see that AUD CHF is highly bearish. This is the last session's candle, which is in fact a strong, a bearish candle. Now if you closely look at that candle on the intraday perspective, we see that it has crossed a couple of sessions high. Okay, back to back 2 sessions high. It's penetrated all those levels, and from that level we have seen this bearish engulfer has been created. And with that bearish engulfer, basically this instrument completed a head and shoulder here. Okay, so with that head and shoulder, what we can expect, AUD CHF to continue to drop. And if we see according to our trend following strategy, I see this current candle giving me a sell opportunity. Now with that sell signal, what I see that it is, if you closely look at it, with that head and shoulder, this is also broken out of this resistance zone and then has grabbed liquidity from here, and the price created this head and shoulder with the right side is lower than the left side, and we have seen a bearish candle has been created. So all those factors giving us a potential bearish setup on AUD CHF. So once the market open on the retracement, we will be consider going short along this zone, and I will be targeting at least to this level for this move. Keeping stop loss above this high could be a good risk to reward ratio trade as soon as we'll see the market, because we need to see in the beginning how the market is doing, and then we can expect for potential shorting AUD CHF. Thank you very much, Cabello. So let's look at now with some other pairs. Let's look at the cryptocurrencies, BTC USD. Now BTC, guys, what we have seen that monthly close on BTC USD or Bitcoin, we have seen that there is a bearish engulfer on the monthly. This is a very powerful bearish engulfer. You can see that with that long bearish engulfer on the monthly, it is giving a very powerful breakdown on the monthly perspective. Overall picture, you can see the BTC USD on the monthly. Starting from here, there is a big long move, correction, another move. Now this monthly consolidation and deceleration is a very long-term bearish price action. So as a result, the previous months, what we have seen that BTC USD has printed a very strong bearish engulfer. Now what I think that this price, as this is a new monthly opening, we can expect some retracement to the upside in this level, and from that zone we can expect BTC USD to continue to drop. Now if we look at the weekly perspective, what we see that on the weekly time frame, BTC USD has this is another weekly wave. As you can see, a strong drop followed by couple of weeks consolidation. Okay, so this is the sign that the buyers and sellers, how they are doing. And if you closely look at, you see that sellers are very strong in comparison with the buyers, and that's how normally we can determine which way the market is heading, guys. Look, you don't need that many much of indicators, or the only pure price action is very easy to predict the market when you see the health of the candle, how the price is forming, which one is in fact winning. So if you look at this red candle, there's 1 week's move in comparison with back-to-back 3 weeks, even it couldn't break 30% of this movement. Take your Fibonacci for this move to the upside, to the downside. We see that the price even didn't reach 38.2% Fibonacci level. So with that in mind, what we can expect now, BTC USD to continue to go up, at least complete a 38.2% Fibonacci level, testing this previous support zone as a resistance, and from here we can expect BTC USD to have a rejection. Now if we look at the daily, what I see that on the daily perspective, that the price could move from here, okay, could move from here at certain level. So because it's a whole month's prediction for bearish, what I think that BTC USD is likely to do, coming back here and then going up, back up again, and from that zone we could see that the monthly wave may be starting. So with that in mind, for me the best place for selling BTC USD is from this level around 18,000 level, or 18,120 level. This could be a very good place for selling BTC USD. Let me know in the chat, guys, how many of you trade BTC USD? How many of you trade BTC USD? Let me know. I thought on thought on EuroCAD. Yeah, look, thank you, sir. I made good money on gold with your analysis. Thank you, bro. That's awesome. Very good. Thank you. No problems. Thank you very much for your appreciation. Thank you very much. That's awesome. So let's look at EuroCAD. Okay, guys, how was your weekend? Let me know in the chat. Also, every one of you, how did you pass your weekend? Very good. Pardon me. Let me know. So with the EuroCAD, what we see that this is the monthly price section on EuroCAD. What we have seen, EuroCAD in fact has created an inverted head and shoulder monthly and has broken out the previous monthly. If I remove this monthly candle, what do you see that euro had? This is the previous monthly candle, which is in fact giving us a very strong probability for the next one to be bullish. So why? Because if you look at this monthly candle, what do you see that there is a, first of all, look at the low of this monthly candle on EuroCAD. It has crossed this narrow dodges high completely and then reverted back. Okay, so creating a very long bullish engulfer. Now this bullish engulfer is quite significant. The reason is, as I mentioned, this it has crossed this narrow dodges low. So when the price create this kind of false breakout or a liquidity grab, it has normally have a very strong momentum in it. So with that momentum, what we have seen that EuroCAD created this bullish move. Now as it has gained momentum from this support, we could potentially see EuroCAD is going up. Probably it could create couple of monthly candle to the upside. Okay, so with that in mind, what we can expect EuroCAD, what I think that at couple of months we can expect EuroCAD to visit that level. Why? There is a, you see there is a narrow pin bar in that level, this long pin bar. With that pin bar, what we can expect EuroCAD to revisit that zone, which is the previous swing low here, support, which is turning resistance. So EuroCAD long-term vision is bullish. Now if I look at the weekly time frame, we see that on the weekly perspective, EuroCAD there is a weekly big bullish candle followed by every week creating smaller dodges, and then this week we have seen a very strong, this is also full body green. Now the only thing is that you see that it is facing this very long green candle here on the weekly. If you closely look at, this is a very important candle. We might see some deeper retracement on the weekly perspective. The one that we are looking at, let me close this one so it's become easy. Okay, now the one that we have seen on the monthly is a long-term bullish. Okay, so going back to the weekly, we see that this price is heading this resistance. Now looking at the daily, this is the daily price action. As you can see, every day the price is starting from here, this impulse correction, it is in another impulsive phase. Now when you see a bullish engulfer followed by a doji, it's a continuation pattern. Now if I look at the intraday perspective, we see that there is also a very bullish and strong bullish engulfer from this previous resistance zone, which is turning support here, and this bullish engulfer followed by this doji. Highly likely that it could happen that the price even respect the high low of this doji and could turn into a bullish. So let's see what happened. Normally in the beginning of the week, it could even create a wickless candle, like a gap opening and then a strong bullish engulfer. If we see this kind of candle, that could be, if I change the style background green, okay, so it could give us some candle, something like that, a strong bullish engulfer. And if we see this kind of price action, we may consider going long, but for me, for the time being, is still bullish. But the market is a little bit of overextended. Let's see what happened. The way the price action will form in the new trading week, we'll be considering trading EuroCAD. Hi coach, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Awesome, very good. Let's look at US oil. What do you see that US oil, looking at monthly, okay, US oil on the monthly perspective, what do you see that this is in fact on the monthly time frame, this is a long-term bearish market. Now the previous monthly close, what we have seen that it's a bearish engulfer that has, if you look at the high of the monthly candle, we see a little bit of overextension to the upside and then close back below as a bearish engulfer. Now this month when the market opened, we have seen the price grab liquidity from the monthly 20 MA and then has closed back down. Now what we see that it has left a long wick at the bottom, and if you closely look at this monthly price action, this is a reversal. Okay, for me US oil probably heading for a bigger move to the downside, even to this level, could come back well below. So looking at weekly, this is the weekly price action. We see there is an impulse, this is correction. Now with that correction we can expect US oil to have another impulse. Now US oil, you see there is a double top formation. With the double top, what we have seen, US oil has created nice looking also liquidity grab here with this impulse. Now what we can expect on US oil, the price to test this level, grab liquidity and then to drop. So already it has grab liquidity and then drop. Now this current week, what we see that the price tested the neckline. This is the neckline of this double top. So when you see a price like that, a double top and then drop, you can expect the price to come back and test this previous support zone, which is turning resistance. And if you closely look at, you see that double top, when it has a liquidity grab in it, it's a high probability setup. Now with that in mind, what we see that this current week the price already penetrated this neckline, this previous support zone, which is turning resistance, and we have seen a long wick candle has been created. What I think that in the new trading week, after little retracement to the upside, we can expect a rejection to the downside. Now looking at daily, now look at daily type price action, guys. On US oil, you see that it has broken the local market structure. So daily we was seeing that the price was creating series of lower high and lower low on the daily, and then once this doji has formed, we have seen a revert back to the upside. With that revert back, what we see that US oil basically penetrated this zone, okay, this level, which is the previous support zone turning resistance. Now this is the daily chart. What I think that it's going to do is the price is likely to come back below this support, below this resistance, above this resistance. So in this zone where we could find selling opportunity on US oil. So if I look at this on the, let's draw both of this level on the lower time frame, what I see that highly likely US oil at some point we could see a retreat back to this level, and this is the zone, a very important area of value where we can expect sell US oil. So once the price will be here, I'll definitely will be selling US oil from this level, as there is a long doji which can give us a very good protection for this move to the upside. No problems, thank you. Hey coach, what's your take on GJ? Yeah, GJ we already discussed, we'll look at again. Coach, I think DXY next week will be high as tested in Friday, which now in buy area. Let me look at GJ and then we'll discuss again DXY. I think we have discussed again. Once let me look at again. So Gbpusd, what we see that on Gbpusd, what I think that you see that first of all, this is the impulse on the lower time frame on Gbpusd. This is the correction. Now what I think, this Gbpusd is likely to test this level, and from this zone we could see this price again coming back down. So if we look at the daily, what we see that on the daily perspective on Gbpusd, it has formed a head and shoulder. This is the head, left shoulder, and this is the right shoulder on Gbpusd. Now with that, head and shoulder formation, we have seen that the price broken down on the daily time frame, and with that breakdown, back to back two red candles, in fact bearish candle. Now if we look at again a bit higher time frame on the weekly, this weekly price action on GBP/JPY is a very strongly bearish, because look, if you see this price action here, okay, this zone, how many weekly candle we have, how many 3 red candles, 2 green candles, right? Now what do we see visually? We see that on GBP/JPY, on visually there is a bearish engulfer, another one bearish, both are very strongly bearish, followed by, you see these 2 green candles are very weaker in response to what we see with the buyer's response. Now the last week's candle, this one is also a bearish candle. If you look at the high, we see that it created a lower high, and if you look at the low, you see that it has created a lower low. Now if we draw a support, this is the maximum that it can go up on the weekly point of view. But what I think that GBP/JPY is likely to continue to drop. Now if I look at the daily, we see that this is where this is the weekly resistance zone. In case if the price break this daily high, okay, and that is where I would say that there is a high probability for GBP/JPY to break down from here, and there is one probability for the price to go up and test this daily 20 EMA. That will be a very hot zone for selling GBP/JPY, but the bias is fully bearish in my opinion. Now if I look at the intraday perspective, guys, I think that you see there is a long wick candle. Now I think in the first wave we could see that from this intraday 20 EMA, from this level we can expect GBP/JPY to drop. Now this is where I will be waiting in the first session GBP/JPY to give me potential selling opportunity. Now according to our trend following strategy, we see that back to back 2 selling signals here, and that is why I will be waiting for the price to test this 20 EMA again. And I think if it goes up to test this level, and from that zone we could see GBP/JPY is forming a bearish price action, even creating a lower high with this. And guys, if you want to trade these instruments, all those that we are discussing, you can find a link in the description area. You can visit the website, join us, as there will be a new trading week. The first session is always incredible for us, so if you want to trade the first session and also learn our strategies, you can find a link in the description area. You can visit the website. If you are our lifetime member, you will have the accessibility of this indicator, that is our trend following indicator, along with all other trading tools and all the strategies coming with that. And also you'll be part of our VIP chat group, where all the traders have the ability to interact with each other, share their trade ideas. That will give you a great environment to become a trader, a profitable trader. Thank you very much. Mark Thompson, hello coach, it's breakfast time here in Connecticut. Thanks for all. Yeah, Mark, thank you very much. Great job, Mark. Thank you. Good morning. Have a good breakfast. Thanks for joining this live session. So let me look at now dollar CAD. So dollar CAD. Let me look at all those pairs that we'll be looking at. So first session, I'm discussing more on the pairs that I will be looking on the first session. Some AUD pairs looks like very strongly bearish. Okay, AUD pairs we'll look at in the first session, especially Aussie dollar, Aussie yen, Aussie CHF is the first session that we'll be looking to trade. And also gold, I will keep full eye on it. First we need to close the trade that we are running, and then we will be looking to get a better high probability trade on gold as well. And GBP AUD, even in the first session, keeping that trade on. If I see better trade, we'll be running that, no problems at all. It will not restrict us to take another one. Now GBP CAD, what I see that it is also strongly bullish. Now looking at monthly, you can see that monthly there is a very long middleman has been formed on the monthly perspective on GBP CAD. Now this is the monthly candle, as you can see, which is very strongly bullish. Now what I think that GBP CAD will reach this level where there are quite a few dodges. This is a very high liquidity zone on GBP CAD, and this price action is extremely bullish, and I think that even it could do, this is the monthly chart, and I think it might, the way it is moving, GBP CAD might go to the moon, even to continue to go up, highly likely to happen. So looking at the weekly perspective, this is the weekly impulse, and I don't think that this price action will stop anywhere. I think it will go up because GBP CAD, if you closely look at that, this price has bounced from a historically low price, and when you see this kind of bounce, you can expect this price now to this is the weekly chart, as you can see. I think that this price you will see going like that, breaking all this resistance, and then we might see that it is again coming back down. So looking at the daily, then how we can find trading opportunity on those instruments. Now on the daily perspective, we see that GBP CAD, you see that back to back there's a very long bullish engulfer. This is the last day of trading week, which is also full body green. That's giving a huge momentum in it. Now if we look at the intraday perspective, I see that GBP CAD, there is a bullish engulfer, narrow doji, which is a continuation pattern. So it could happen that GBP CAD respecting this level, which is around 1.6531, which is a couple of pips down. I think that we could potentially see that it is shooting to the upside. So in the first session, if I see GBP CAD even open with a gap and creating a bullish engulfer, I will be going long on GBP CAD. With our students, I will be sending the same trade alert to the students who are trading with us in our Forex Trading Wizard Academy. So now GBP pairs, so GBP CAD, GBP pairs, all those including GBP and ZD, I see, except GBP and ZD looks like it might move in a sideways. So NZD also stronger currency currently, and also GBP CAD looks like that CAD, because oil is dropping. As you know, the GBP CAD is fully related to oil. Now what we see that US oil is in a downtrend currently. On the monthly, you can see it formed this candle which is highly bearish. Okay, so then because oil is dropping, all right, if we go to the weekly, we see that this price action also the previous support zone here, which is turning resistance here, and from that level we can expect oil to drop. So that will reflect on all the CAD pairs. So that means that CAD getting weaker, and GBP CAD, USD, like all the CAD, NZD CAD, Euro CAD might get stronger. So highly likely, so the currencies that is comparatively stronger, they will get strength against CAD. Jalal, please look at gold with next week. Yeah, look at it. Hi sir, I have a question. Sir, I'm new in trading and I have bought my Forex fund account, but I have blown my account 4 times. Sir, I want to know what can I do. Sir, should I take funded account or not? What's your view on funded account? Okay, what I would say that, guys, for the funded account, I would say that first, see, everyone has his own way, own need, and own way of trading. But what I would say in terms of funded account, it really difficult to tell you either you should take or no, because you need to make the decision. But in my opinion, what I would say that in terms of funded account, you first need to be profitable in your own trading account, learn the strategy, and then go for a funded account. Otherwise you'll losing that account. So what I would say, maybe trade in a smaller account, maybe in $100 account or a $500 account, based on where you are, what is your small account size, so that even if you blow, you are not losing a big money. Say everyone who comes in new in trading, blowout account, I can't say you that. See, if you find, let's say, in the history of trading from birth to death, all the traders, if you accumulate 100% of the trader, okay, who is trading either in a stock market or in forex market, who became a professional or who became a profitable trader, and I can say you that almost impossible to find a trader who became a consistently profitable professional trader but who didn't even has blown the account for once. It's an inevitable part of the game, because even by mistake someone might blow their account. So that is why what I recommend you to recommend means, it's my opinion, as I told you, you can take your own way of doing things, or you might seek advice from your nearing people who probably family members, depending on your situation. But what I would say that smaller account, let's say if you are in let's say in a country where you have, so how do you consider even a smaller account? Is a $10 account is a smaller account, or $100 or $1,000 account a smaller account? Okay, so $100 could be a very ideal smaller account for all people in most cases, except if you are not in another country. So I would say that $100 is a smaller account, is easily tradable. So I would say trade on $100 as a beginner, and if you blow that account, that's fine, right? But still you learn a lesson. So let that curve be gone in a smaller account, because to be a profitable trader, every trader blow their account at some point, as I told you in the beginning. So let that curve, that's called a learning curve. So let that learning curve to be passed in a smaller account, okay, in a $100 account. So once you, let's say you blown out three $100 account, that will not make much difference probably in terms of your economic situation, but you learn a lesson, right? In why you has blown out, that's got a lesson. And once you got the lesson, you learn the strategies, you learn all the factors, then what you can do is you can scale up your account. Once you are disciplined, you saw that what are the reasons the account has blown out, a smaller account, and now you can add those factors in bigger trading account, or you can take that funded account that will give you more weight to you. But in the beginning, without understanding the proper market structure, without understanding proper strategy, I don't recommend to start with a funded account. That will create more pressure. As I told you, that it depends on you, but if you feel confident, yeah, you can go ahead with that. If you already have traded in a funded account, I think you already has familiars, but depends on what situation you are in. You need to consider all the circumstances depending on your personal situation. Hopefully that you understood what I mean, and thank you very much. Thanks so much, sir. No problems. Very good advice. Thank you very much. Please, sir, you talk about gold with next week. Okay, Jalal. Yeah, we'll look at gold again. Now, as I mentioned, gold in the beginning of this session, I have given an update on the trade that we are running. If you haven't heard of it, but if you're still running a trade on gold from last week, that in our live session or in our VIP, then what I would say that move your take profit target at entry and keep your SL in the same place, because what I think that gold will come back down for a deeper retracement, and then we might see again bullish move on gold. So once gold will come back down for a retracement, we will go out of the trade, break even without any loss or gain. The reason is, as we see that on the weekly perspective, we might see a bounce on gold down, and we will see on what level we can see another bullish move, or finally it is turning into a bearish based on what does. So we will observe the price action, and in the meantime, in the first session, if I see a very strong move on gold, either bullish or bearish, I will be opening a trade. Now if I see that in the first session very strong bullish move on gold, then we'll go long on gold, we'll add a long position on gold. That's the plan for gold. For me, I'm expecting gold to come back down for deeper retracement, even to this level, even to 1760 level. If that's the case, then if I see a very strong bearish price action, I will be shorting gold. If I see that the price aggressively has dropped to this level, then I'll be buying. So depending on, if you look at the daily, this level on the daily is super crucial, around 1767 level, where there is the previous resistance zone on gold with this double bottom. If you look at the daily chart, you will find a very nice price action on gold on the daily. What I think that you see there is a double bottom here, okay, on daily, and then has broken out. Now the price is facing this. If you look at the weekly, we see that the price is facing a very weekly important level of resistance zone. You see that. Why this is so important on the weekly? Let me tell you. The reason is, you see this candle here, weekly candle. If you closely look at this candle on the weekly, is very important. The reason is this resistance level on the weekly, okay, this has an element of false breakout in it. This is the gold candle on the this is a bearish engulfer on gold, very powerful price action, and that is a swing high on the weekly perspective. Now if I look at the bottom of this weekly price action, we see that this is a support zone on the weekly on gold. Now with that support, what we see that in fact this same level here tested as a resistance on weekly perspective, and because this is the swing high and this is the connection between this and that, and the price tested that level, we can expect a bounce now. Because it's a long-term bearish market, the price is a little bit of overextended, we can expect now a deeper retracement. Now with that in mind, we could see at some point even testing this resistance turning support here. Now if I jump back to the daily, and we see that this exact same level is below the daily weekless candle, and most of the time gold does this. You see that when you see a weekless candle, the price come back here to grab liquidity and then to go bullish. Now this is the impulse on the daily. You can see there is a double bottom, an impulsive break to the upside. So when you see a double bottom, okay, breakout, you can expect the price to come back and test this neckline, the previous resistance, as a support. So because the price is facing this weekly resistance, we can expect now gold price, after retracing to the upside little bit, to come back and test, and then to go ahead again continue to go up. So if we take our Fibonacci for the daily move for this impulse, we see that 61.8% Fibonacci. If we adjust this level, the top of this red candle, which is the previous resistance zone turning support, exactly at 61.8% Fibonacci level, where there is a important liquidity area. Now what I think that you see 1763 is the top of this red candle. Now this is the daily chart. You can see all those green candle except this candle on the daily is a very important level, acting here as a resistance turning support here. I think that after testing this level, gold is likely to come back here, and then from here we could see bullish move. So with that in mind, for me, I will be really happy to see that highly likely to happen. Gold, after going little bit to the upside, will come back down here. This is in fact an order block where the smart money bought on gold, and from that level what you could expect gold to get bullish again. So with that in mind, if I see, as I mentioned, that based on how the market opening will give us a really clear indication of which way the market will be heading, but I think that the price highly likely to come back here and then to go bullish, or it could come back to this zone again, even creating a higher low here and then going bullish again. And that is why we are closing the trade break even, and then we'll decide in fact where to buy or sell gold again. Yeah, at market is closed. We are just analyzing, planning for tomorrow how we will be trading. Thank you very much. What do you think about Gbpusd? What's your best pair to trade? Alban, thank you very much. Jalaluddin, thank you, sir. No problems. Thank you. Gbpusd, let's look at Gbpusd. Okay, we see that Gbpusd, this is so all those pairs that we are looking at, DXY, all those gold, they're almost going in the same way, as you know that. So with the strengthening, with the weakening of dollar, strengthening of all those pairs, so Gbpusd, as you can see, created a daily pin bar. And what I think that in the new trading week, after breaking this high little bit, we could see a retracement to the downside and then to go bullish. GBP looks like comparatively stronger than other pairs. So with that in mind, what I'm expecting on Gbpusd to come back down, either to open with a gap, okay, and then to go bullish, or to come back down further for a deeper retracement to this level, and then like the gold and DXY, and then to continue to go up. So based on how the market opens, but the bias is always bullish, because this market is bullish. As you can see on the weekly, it has created a very strong bullish candle. So based on how the market will be opening, will decide in fact which way we will be trading. All right guys, so hopefully that you enjoyed this session. This is a quick preparation for our tomorrow's trade. Let me know which one you will be looking at, so that I can give my opinion, and also let me know your opinion about any pairs. And also if you want to trade all those and also learn our strategies, you can find a link in the description area. You can visit the website. There is a joining link in the website. You can join and learn our strategies. Looking at USD ZAR, what we see that on USD ZAR, monthly perspective, weekly, okay, weekly, what I think that USD ZAR might remain between this support and resistance. I think that this week the price primarily will drop and then will rise up, or primarily will rise and then will drop. So if we look at the daily, this is the daily price action where I see that high probability for USD ZAR to test this. You see that there is an inverted head and shoulder, and then has broken out, or you can say double bottom. If you look at the lower time frame, you might see the head and shoulder, but on the daily we see a double bottom and then has broken out. So with the double bottom, the price now with this daily candle tested the neckline of this previous resistance, which is turning support, and from that zone what we see a long wick candle. What I think that after testing this one again, creating a higher low, we might see a bullish move on USD ZAR. Okay, very good. AUD CHF FX low. So AUD CHF, what I see a very strongly bearish price action from here. This red candle can give us a nice looking bearish setup on AUD SEP. CHF also will be trading as soon as market open. It looks a very nice looking lucrative bearish setup on AUD CHF. Thanks for that. Hello master, how much DXY will drop in long term? Will it go to 96? Abdullah Sadiq. Let me look at DXY again. We discussed, but let me look at again. So DXY, what I think that if we look at long-term view, okay, and we see this week we might see initially some, so how this could do, this is the weekly, right? We might see as soon as market open a drop, little drop, and then going up to test this level and then to drop again. So long term we might see DXY, even, you know, you can't limit this price action, because you see that there is a big impulsive move. Now it changed its downtrend. Okay, so if we look at the monthly, then we might see a level to look at. You see this red candle. I think that over the long term DXY likely to come back to this support zone. The reason is there is only, this is the support that this market structure has gone up, and from that support I think this is the level that could make DXY to go bullish again. From this level we might see a bounce on this one, where there is a 20 EMA, there is a red candle, and either creating a lower high with that or lower low, because this is in fact an order block. So we need to look at how the big boys are doing in the market, and this is an order block where we see that support here turning, resistance here turning support, and what I think that the price will come back here, will make lower low, or and then could go bullish again. So if we reflect it on the daily, we see that after retracement we might see DXY is coming back to this level, so which is pretty important level, which is, we see there is a support here and then created this big move. Highly likely the price will come and will go back again to the upside, because the market will never move in one direction, as you know it very well. So with that in mind, now for going short, what I think that DXY initially after dropping will go up, probably will test this 20 EMA again, highly likely, that's how it normally happens, will create a lower high with that and will create a structure here, and then likely to come back down. That's the situation with DXY. So it will reflect in all the instrument, that is in USD pairs. So initially after going up, let's say Gbpusd likely to come back down and then continue to go up. Furkan, EuroCAD and EuroC. So EuroCAD we discussed. Let me look at again EuroCAD. What I think that EuroCAD is bullish. Okay, if you look at the daily, very strongly bullish market, because the CAD is getting weaker, so all the instrument against CAD is getting very bullish. Also CAD CHF looks very strongly bearish. Now this is the weekly chart on EuroCAD. You can see a very strong bullish candle. Monthly also strongly bullish. Now daily, you see that this is the daily chart. A bullish engulfer followed by a narrow candle is a sign of bullish momentum. So looking at intraday, what I would be happy to buy in EuroCAD, if I see, let's say, a green candle along this zone, a big green candle, wickless candle, or a bullish engulfer, and then we'll be going long on EuroCAD. So that's the plan for EuroCAD, to go long as soon as we will find opportunity. Yeah, GBP AUD also bullish. Euro CHF looks like that this market currently might go in a sideways. The reason is CHF getting slowly getting stronger, and euro also getting stronger. What I think that this market might move in a sideways, not that much impressive at this point. You see that the market already choppy, and I will try to avoid euro CHF. Instead, buying euro CAD or selling euro NZD could be a good idea, or euro AUD. So basically, For euro, I would say that euro CAD is a very good pair because CAD getting very weaker and euro getting stronger, so euro CAD could be a good pair for selling. And also CAD CHF, very good for shorting now, which is in fact has broken out of this long-term downtrend. Okay, and there is an impulse correction, it is in another impulsive phase. So CAD CHF also weekly perspective, it is dropping. We might see this week initially a drop and then will go up again, might even create a doji on the weekly, but the bias will be highly bearish on CAD CHF. We discussed on gold. JD, you can review the this live streaming, go back in time and you can see all those we discussed on gold. NAS, I trade my own capital because I had to coach hundreds of students every day. I do not trade on a funded account because it needs a lot of dedication of maintaining their requirement, and because I trade with my students, I need to focus on more on teaching and taking the trade that will help the students to learn and also grow their account. So yeah, I do not trade on a funded account, but I used to trade. There was a time when I started trading, I used to trade a lot of funded account. What's with AUD CAD will go down with this week. Okay, thank you very much. So I hadn't find trade like you. Thank you very much, sir. I hadn't find trader like you. That way you analyze the market is awesome, and especially for time analysis. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, because the thing that I actually learned is my own it's on my own what I can say effort to learn. Okay, I had gone through a lot of difficulties, so this experience that you see, the analysis, the way it's from a diverse knowledge. Those who worked in broker, I had a mentor long ago who worked in brokerage firm for more than 15 years. Okay, so he is an incredibly good trader. So when I had that mentor, this is a rare experience that I had from him, and that is why I know so much. I talk about so much liquidity, because those who work in a high-end brokerage firm in a very important role, in fact they see everything what retail trader are doing, because in fact brokerage can see your trade. They know where you are putting your stop loss, they can see where you are placing your take profit, how your trading account is, what's your trading psychology, because they analyze every trader's psychology, because they need to do their own risk management as well. So brokerage, the people who work in that kind of firm, they understand trading psychology very well. And from that mentor, actually I learned some rare skill, that how the market really moves, and you won't find this kind of knowledge in a regular education. The reason is people don't release that information. Trust me, that education is not available in the market. The main reason is because, see, you are trading, okay, and who will tell you the truth how the trading works? That's, ask yourself this question. So that is why this this information, this education not released. Only that person, man, I was stick to him for a couple of years. I traded with him, and then they learn actually how they think and how they trade. So yeah, that's why you see that the education is very different from any other in the market, because it's a long-term gain knowledge. And once you are here, I'm not keeping anything with me. I'll give everything to my students, because this academy is created to help trader to create a financial freedom for traders. Thank you very much for asking that. Good morning from Canada, Dr. Nasser. Thank you very much. I'm stuck in EuroCAD with sell trade now. I'm hugging how long I have to have, means which level. Furkan, I understand that, but yeah, I don't know your situation, but this is what opinion that I gave. Looks to me still bullish, but we could see a deeper retracement, but for the time being it's still showing bullish. Okay, see, yeah, dollar yen we discussed. Let me look at again dollar yen, guys. Dollar yen, it's also bullish, but as I mentioned that initially, if we see the dollar getting little bit of stronger, little bit for the deeper retracement, we could see dollar yen testing this neckline, because it has formed a head and shoulder on dollar yen, giving us a potential long-term trend change on dollar yen. And I think that over the long term, this is the month weekly chart, as you can see, we might see the dollar yen even coming to test this trend line, so which can give us in fact a very long-term downward movement in dollar yen. Looking at the daily, we see that there's an impulse on dollar yen, and now what I think that dollar yen at some point, it will be a very good place to open a sell once we see rejection from this previous support zone, which is turning resistance here. If you look at the 4 hour, we see as you can see, there is an impulse now. The way the price action is forming, we could see a deeper retracement to the upside with the strengthening of dollar initially, and I will be waiting in fact for this level for a high probability trade setup. Now once we'll see the prices here testing this, giving us a suitable entry opportunity, we'll be opening trade from that level once we will see deeper retracement in dollar yen. Okay guys, so good evening sir. Thank you Jane, very considerate and tolerant coach. God will bless you for me. Thank you Z. Thank you very much for your appreciation. Yeah, I'm naturally I'm a bit tolerant. My friends and family members also say is because naturally everyone like that, but you are also very tolerant and very respectful and very helpful. I really appreciate all your support that you are giving me in this academy, and I also see all my students in VIP chat. They're really everyone in this channel, whoever coming in contact with this channel, I don't know why this happened. Trust me, so many good people I attract in my life. Even see anything in trading career, many things happen, you know, and never ever someone got any I don't know why this happened, why people when they come to me become so helpful, like it's because the way we relate to each other, and thank you very much for that. You see that everyone writing here very good things, and I really appreciate that gives me the energy. Trust me, I can work continuously hours and hours, and because of this, because when I look at these comments, I look at this chat, I feel like I'm doing the greatest the job in the world, and that is why I get so much energy to create so many content, so many trading educational videos, as well as looking at the chart hours of times, not feeling tired. Thank you very much for that. So give you a student around course some position to make money. Absolutely, thank you very much. See, got some analyze today, coach. Thank you very much. You are the man. Thank you thank you for always learn from you. Awesome, nice haircut, coach. USD please, and thank you. No problems. Kenneth, we talked about USD. I'm repeating again. So USDs are what we see that USDs are, to me, if you look at the daily, I think that this week's wave on USDs are is like that. You see there is a double bottom. This is the daily chart, okay, and has a spike to the upside. Last day of trading week, a long wick candle at the bottom. So what we see that this is the neckline of the double bottom. What I think that in the new trading week, the price initially will come back down and then we could see bullish move. So for USDZAR looks like it is bullish. So if I look at that, what I will say that on the test of this is the 4-hour time frame now. On the test of this 20 EMA on USDZAR, on the retest with a higher low, we could consider going long on USDZAR, and I will be going long from this level. This is 4-hour time frame. As soon as I will see suitable entry opportunity on this time frame on USDZAR, I'll be going long, so which is highly likely to be bullish. Moise, can you break down AUD CAD trend line, please? Thank you. Great. Okay, AUD CAD little, because CAD is very weaker. Looks like that next week also AUD CAD AUD might be weaker, but it is a bullish market now. If we look at the trend line that you're talking about, so we see this, what I think that as looks like that Aussie might get little bit of Aussie dollar might get little bit of weaker, so we might see AUD CAD coming back to this level. This is the trend line, and from this zone we might see bullish move. Okay, so this could be, this is the 4-hour time frame. This could be a very good trend line for AUD CAD. So with that in mind, guys, I'm gonna end this session. This is a short session to know what will happen tomorrow, what we will do. So my eye will be some of the pairs, especially GBP pairs, gold, and yeah, these two GBP pairs and gold, and US oil. These are the pairs that I will be looking tomorrow morning for trading. As soon as I will find an opportunity in the morning, means in Sydney morning, which could be in your zone some different timing on the opening of the week. And opening of the week, as you know, that it's my favorite, as every week we open trade and we close with profit. Amazing. The reason is opening of the week is really very good to see the market's movement, very predictable movement when there is the market opens. So thank you very much all of your support. With this last question that I will be wrapping up this session, Euro AUD and GBP JPY. Now GBP JPY we already analyzed. Let me repeat it. On the weekly, it is a bearish market. So you see that this is the weekly closed candle, which is a highly bearish, very strongly bearish. Look at the red and greens. So we could potentially see, after little retracement, GBP JPY coming back down again. Looking at the daily, back to back 2 days red candle. What I think that in the new trading week, after retracing some level, we might see another drop, or even it could break the daily high and then could continue to drop. So in the intraday perspective, what I would say that this zone on the 4-hour, this 20 EMA level could be a very, very important level for shorting GBP and JPY. So as soon as you will find suitable entry opportunity along this zone, consider going short on GBP JPY. Thank you very much. Love coach, do you have a favorite pairs? Or do you now trade all pairs? I do trade all pairs, but favorite pairs means the one that is giving me high probability trade setup. Only that pairs I trade. So favorite pair mostly volatile pairs, especially mostly I trade all the pairs, but I all the time keep eye on gold, GBP JPY, euro dollar, GBP USD, all those pairs that has a lower spread and high volatility. Okay, yen pairs and USD pairs and gold, all of them. Okay, thank you very much. I'm gonna end this session. And our Zani, so oil is bearish to me. Okay, I think that oil will drop. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow, twice in live sessions. And also don't forget to subscribe. And also if you want to trade with us, you can find a link in the description area. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.